Flush it down the toilet, 'cause I don't like you. My face looks like a glazed donut.
Welcome back to the Glazed Donut. This episode, we're going to be talking about Bandcamp and some toast trinkets. But I'm going to try not to get on my soapbox too long about this one because it's something I believe in wholeheartedly, and that is supporting music, bands, and artists. Bandcamp is a site where you can directly support bands and artists. This is my Bandcamp, right up here. I'm begging you, I'm encouraging you and begging you, please come over and follow me on Bandcamp. And not just me, everybody. Set you up a little Bandcamp page. They have an app, everything like that, like everybody else. Just come over and support bands, man. I love Bandcamp because, you can listen to things several times, and then after a few listens, it prompts you to buy it, to purchase it. And I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, if you see something wrong with that, man, that's a problem, dude. I mean, you should support bands and artists. I have taken all of my music off all streaming services, everything. I took it off everything because, fuck Spotify anyway. It's not that, I know we have to stream, everybody's got to stream and all this and that, but I mean, fucking Lars was right about this shit show going on right now. Bands and artists have been getting screwed from day one, whether it's record labels, managers, agents, venues, whatever. And this is just the next chapter of that. Your Spotify subscription does not support artists. You can only support artists by buying their stuff. And that is, I've said that 1,000 times and I will keep saying it. And that's the cool thing about Bandcamp. I'm migrating all my music over there, and that's where it's going to be. I mean, I have some stuff on SoundCloud, some songs and whatnot, and then all my music is always available somewhere on my YouTube page. It's always all there. But as far as everything else for streaming and everything like that, all my music is going to be exclusively on Bandcamp because I want my music to be somewhere that I believe in. And I believe in that. I believe in supporting bands and artists. I mean, you should know that by now. And I think that I want to encourage you to come over there and do the same. Because it's hard, man. I mean, bands already are dealing with having to navigate an overcrowded sea of tribute bands and cover bands. And there's AI now. And so support is critical. I mean, it's critical right now. And I'm not talking for me. I mean, the money is not what it's about for me, but it is for so many others. They need the support, and every little bit helps. And I just think that more focus needs to be on that. Because, I mean, let's face it, dude, you don't have tribute bands and cover bands and AI music without the bands that did it in the first place, right? I mean, that's just a fact. And so if we don't have those bands, then what are you going to do? Look, I've been in my share of cover bands. I know what it's about, okay? It's the same thing. I mean, AI is basically replacing musicians. And it's not that it's horrible. I mean, there's so many cool things that you can do with it. It's a great tool, and you can do some really fun stuff with it. But that's not what it's going to be used for. It's going to be used for evil and money, like everything else. And it's going to go on and on and on and on. But I mean, it will always come back to being cool to be a real musician. I know that. Because if everybody can do it, then it's not special. And everybody can do it right now. But there's only the select that can actually write and record their own music, the musicians. And I feel like that needs to be supported. It's so important to support that. So please come over to Bandcamp, right up here. Just type it in, set you up a page, follow me, follow everybody else. It's important, man. And I keep going back to what Mike Portnoy said. He said, how many groundbreaking, game-changing bands are we never going to hear about because they had to quit. They couldn't make a living. They had to quit, and you'll never hear them. That's going to get worse and worse and worse. I mean, you have AI creators now. You have AI bands on the charts. I mean, it's only going to get worse. So please just support music. If it's, I mean, does music mean something to you? I mean, did it get you through some hard times? Did it heal you? Did it do anything for you? I mean, if you love music, I feel like that's something that should be supported. Don't you? Because look, man, I use YouTube too. I mean, I don't have any streaming services myself, but I use YouTube and I look for stuff and check stuff out and find stuff all the time, man. But where you and I part ways is when I find stuff that I like, man, I go buy it, whether it's a CD or a download or whatever, man. I support it. Everything that I listen to that I love, I support. And, you know, I come from a time when that's all you could do. You didn't have a choice, you know, and I've always supported music and I always will. So when you see all the 80s and Gen X memes about how our music was better, well, that's because it was. And it's not an opinion, man. That's a fact. Because Gen X and every generation before us and a bunch after us, that music was real. Recorded by real people, played by real people, written by real people. And you can't say that about anything now with any certainty. And you never will be able to again. But the integrity of our music will never be in question because it was real. And, you know, you can give me fucking Milli Vanilli. Okay, great. That was a puppet show, but the music was written and recorded by real people. Even though they were just out there lip syncing or whatever, it doesn't change the fact that the music was real. Anyway, I'm gonna try to calm down and get off my soapbox on that subject, but I'm just saying, please support bands and artists, man. It is so important. Go to my Bandcamp page, type it in, follow me, follow everybody, and just, you know, throw some people a freaking nugget, man. I mean, they need it, you know? I mean, you don't want to do your job for free. I mean, what is so wrong about somebody wanting to make a living off their art, you know? How's that any different than anything else, you know? I mean, AI and cover bands, I mean, they're just people making money off the sacrifice and the hard work of others. And I'm not saying that to be a dick. I'm just saying that's a fact, okay? And like I said, I've played in cover bands, man. I know. I know what it's about. But that's what it is. And it's not that there's not a place for all of it. There's a place for all of it, man. But you got to remember, man, music is not free, dude. I mean, people spend a lot of money to put this music out. Even people like me that don't have bands and aren't out there doing anything, just making music at home because they love it. It still costs money to do that, you know? So please, man, every little bit helps everybody. So support music, support bands, and support artists, please. Okay, I'm done. I'll try to calm down now. I've got to get to the second part of this episode. We're going to talk about Toast. Speaking of keeping it real. Oh, fun fact about my music that you might not know. Every single song that you hear from me is a one-of-a-kind, one-off live mix. All right, I still record on that Roland 16-track recorder. I love that thing. I mix to either into Reaper or mix to CD. Mostly mix to CD because I like it. But all my songs, I'll do, like, depending on how good or bad I recorded it, I'll do anywhere from like 4 to 8 or 9 mixes of a song. You know, I usually mix until I feel like I've got one, and then I'll do a few more just fucking around because you never know. But then I'll listen to them and I'll pick the one I like the most, and that's the one that goes on the album. So when you hear my stuff, just know that was one-off, in the moment, live mix. Every single one of them. That's as real as I can be in the digital age, man. Anyway, speaking of keeping it real. So anyway, I wanted to talk about Toast, and you know, the first few episodes of the Glazed Donut have been about remasters, so gotta have some remaster talk. And I want to present the Toast Gold Series Remasters. All 5 of the Toast, official Toast albums, I have meticulously remastered them and done some things. And those are all going to go on my Bandcamp page for free, of course. And the way it works with free, it's just like anything else where it says buy album. You just click on buy album, and it'll say name your price, and you just type in 0 and it's yours, you know. You stream it forever, download it, but I just didn't want there to be any confusion about that. It's just like purchasing an album, except you just don't have to pay anything. I mean, you have the option to if you want to. But I'm like, this isn't about money for Toast. I just want Toast to be out there for everyone to hear all these albums. So I wanted to talk just a little bit about each one and what happened here. The first one being Toast 3 Sleeves and a Shoe. I don't know if you can see that. 3 Sleeves and a Shoe. This was the only one that I didn't record. This was recorded at, I guess it was Indian Trail Studios. I can't remember. I don't even want to open it up and look. But this was with all Harvey Gerst up there in Sanger or Valley View or wherever. And I don't remember exactly the price. It was either like $100 or $200 or $250 or something like that. Like $100. I will just say $100. I don't remember. We'll say he gave us a deal of like $100 a song. There was no time limit. It was just per song. So it was probably like $200. I don't remember. But oh, poor Harvey didn't know what he was getting into with us, man. By the end of it, we were recording and mixing it. Big Duke Frank was mixing it. And Harvey was out there in the kitchen doing dishes half the time. Hey, Harvey, where's the reverb at? Oh, God. You know? So yeah, it was kind of a typical Toast situation. But anyway, 3 Sleeves, what I had done with this, and this was way back in the 90s, back on the 4-track days, I never liked the way it sounded ever. So I took this at some point and I put it on the 4-track cassette. And I played bass over the whole thing because I never thought there was enough bass on there. So I tried to mimic everything that Big Duke Frank did. So I played bass over it, and I added guitars, and I added harmonies, and added shit to it. So on some of the songs, the music got a little drowned out. But, yeah, you know, who cares? And also on this one, the Bed Springs Symphony I took off because it was absolutely horrible. I mean, Butch was just terrible on that song, and I can't even believe we left it on there. It's so awful, and there's nothing I could do to fix it. So I took that off and I put Primribe on there instead, which I think fits a whole lot better than Bed Spring when you're talking about the early Toast. And so I took all those songs, and there's some fun shit in between and quotes and things, and I like this. I like the version I did of it on the 4-track a whole lot better than the original. And so I took all those tracks, ran them through the mastering, and man, I think it's a perfect little box of Toast. The early Toast, man, it's perfect. That's the first remaster, 3 Sleeves and a Shoe. Following that one, we start the era after Big Duke Frank left, and the first album coming out of that was Bluster Vision. So Bluster Vision was this was when I got that 16-track. Right when I first got it. This is the first album I ever recorded with a full band, with drums and everything. And good Lord, man, you talk about one hell of a first album to record, trying to put this fucking thing together out of complete chaos. Unbelievable. And look, man, it doesn't sound great. You know, I went back in, I don't remember when, 2000 something, I went back and I tried to remix some of the songs, and so I did remix a few of them, or half of them at least, at one point, and I put that out on the video. I think that's the version on the video. And then now I've taken some of those tracks, and some of them I did completely different. I did a completely different remaster on them, but nothing remixed, just everything was remastered individually for this series. And man, you know, it might not sound the best, but I promise you've never heard anything like this ever. And so there you go, Bluster Vision. That's the second one. The third one in the series will be Toast, Season of the Comet. Now, Season of the Comet was old music from back in the early days with Big Duke Frank that we went and recorded as a three-piece, me and Butch and Mike. And the reason we did is because of the horrible reception of Bluster Vision. People just didn't know what the hell, what are you guys doing, man? So we went back and did Season of the Comet just to show everybody that, hey man, we can still play, dude. Okay, we're still good at what we do, man. But unfortunately, this is probably the worst recording of all of them. I was still in 4-track mode at this point in time, where the drums were all going through the mixer, and there was a 2-track out of the mixer into the recorder, and so I cannot go back and fix any drums, and it got screwed up, you know, in there, and so the drums kind of they're not punchy at all, and I've gone into detail about this on the video. I think I wrote a whole thing about it. I went back and remixed it in like 2018, I think. I remixed it and just cranked the shit out of everything, and I tried to just bring a little life to it, and that's the best it's gonna get. So I mean, I swore I wasn't gonna do anything else with this album ever, but I took it and I ran those mixes through the mastering, and so you have Season of the Comet remastered, and that's just about as good as it's ever gonna get with this one. And it still sounds good though. I mean, it's still good in headphones. You can hear everything pretty well. Okay, the next one here is Toast PCP. Pimps, Chicks, and Pump Jacks. This album is more back to the like the Bluster Vision type stuff, because a lot of it came from that, the improv stuff. So this is about a half and half album. Half of it is like recorded studio tracks, and then the other half of it is taken from my birthday jam, and it's live improv. The rest of the songs are live improv on my birthday. Which this became the infamous silent film, because they used to videotape us when we were improving, and the camera was the camera was plugged into a VCR, and the audio from the recorder was plugged into a VCR, so you'd get nice sound with everything. Well, that audio didn't get hooked up for my birthday, so the only audio that survived was the stuff I actually recorded on the recorder. So that's what you have on here, half and half live improv and half studio tracks. I did remaster this for the video on my page, and so I went back and remastered them all again individually, just for a fresh take on all of it. And so it's a fresh remaster of the whole thing, and then I reassembled it to work better. So there you go, Pimps, Chicks, and Pump Jacks. And for the final remaster, we have the magnum opus, Rhapsody. Now, this one was done years later. We all got back together, me, Big Duke Frank, Mike, and Butch, the original Toast, got back together after my mom passed away, and we recorded the Rhapsody. And it was the last album ever recorded at the Gill. And this one... Now, I did remaster, it's got 5 tracks on it. It's 5 parts. Part 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I remastered every part as a whole at one point, and that's what's on the video version of this. But this was recorded in a shit ton of parts. A shit ton. So what I did with this one is I went back and I took all the individual parts and remastered them separately, and then I reassembled it. So this one was a very meticulous remaster, but it sounds great. It sounds better than all of them. It's the best sounding one by far. And talk about, you ain't heard anything like Bluster Vision. You certainly haven't heard anything like Rhapsody. So there you go. That's what I wanted to say about this series, and I'm going to be putting these all on my Bandcamp page. Soon. I'm thinking probably they might go live somewhere around the Turmoil and Turtle Peak Christmas special, probably somewhere around there. I'm sure I'll let you know on the show at that point. But they're all going to be on my Bandcamp page for free. Please come over. Like I said, man, set you up a Bandcamp page. Follow everybody. Download some Toast. Check out some Toast. And support music, man. Support music. And I guess that's it. Until next time, thanks for hanging out on the Glazed Donut. And we'll see you next time, buddy.
My face looks like a glazed donut.